Well, day 2 of practice of the All-American Bowl is in the books. Nate Klaus, Greg Peterson here in the Alamodome. And Nate, a little bit different of a day today than what we saw yesterday. You know, we had a morning practice, and then afternoon practice was kind of just a 7-on-7 for the skills, but we did get to see some offensive O-line, D-line, one-on-ones.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing that I took away from today's practice was actually being able to see O-line, D-line go one-on-one, full go. We'd seen a lot of action, obviously in the trenches, but not necessarily full go from, especially on the West team. So, I thought that was great. Get to see, get an opportunity to see a lot of these offensive linemen go up against some of the best defensive linemen in the country. And I'll tell you what, there's some really good defensive linemen that these guys had to block, but I think for the most part it was a pretty good day, fairly balanced as well.
Ty Robinson actually performed very well in the one-on-ones. Bryce Benhart, not quite so well. He got beat a few times, but I think that's just because he's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I think that when Bryce Benhart got beat, it was a lot of times I think it was kind of a lack of an anchor, so to speak. He is light right now, probably 25 pounds or so below his normal playing weight, but I still think you see the tools are there. I don't think it's anything to really worry about, especially in his case where this is pretty much brand new to him. It's not a setting that he's been used to. It's not something that he reps all the time. And so for him to come from Minnesota to come down here in the middle of wrestling season to do this, I was still very impressed with what he showed today.
And then in the morning, though, once again, Wandale Robinson showed up big time again.
Yeah, he's just an unbelievable athlete, and they're using him all over the place, and I think that speaks to his talent, because you're playing on a team full of the best, and they are moving you from wide receiver to running back to some wildcat quarterback to being a kick returner. I mean, he's doing it all, and I think that everything that I've seen out of Wandale Robinson this week leads me to believe that he's going to be a very special player at Nebraska, and it's not just his athleticism, it's his overall intelligence, his maturity, his love for the game. I think he's the total package.
And I think you saw him today. They were putting him in the backfield a lot more than they were yesterday, and it looks like they plan to use him a lot back there.
Yeah, he's going to get touches, and whether that's working out of the slot or working out of the backfield, he is going to get his touches, and that's what he needs. I mean, they need to get a guy that is as electric as Wandale Robinson, as many touches as they can, and so I think. If Husker fans tune in on Saturday, they're going to see a heavy dose of Wandale Robinson.
Anything else that you're taking away from the West squad practice this morning?
Yeah, I thought Noa Pola-Gates, obviously the other player on the West that has some Nebraska interest right now. He had another strong day, working primarily at safety. He's a guy hasn't, for whatever reason, hasn't got quite as many reps as some of the others, but when he has been out there, he's taken advantage of them, and I still just love the way that he plays the game. You can tell he keeps trying to hold up. Because he plays full speed and he loves contact. He's a very physical player, and so he kind of has to contain himself a little bit out here on the football field when they're not going full speed, because he's a guy that likes to take some heads off in the backfield.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it here for day 2 of the All-American Bowl. Stay logged on to Rivals.com and HuskerOnline.com. The rest of the week we'll have plenty of more from San Antonio.